Hey guys, my name is Lucy. I specialize in campaigning program to educate people about their health. That's why my next stop is in Africa. As I got to Africa, I met up with the village doctor, Dr. Nukamba, who was telling me about the incident rate of cholera going up every day, and a lot of people are falling sick. He says no matter how much I tell them the basic do's and the don't, they just don't seem to understand. Well, this is where I come in play. As I took a tour around the village, I seen quite a few people excreting near the river, the same river that's a common source for many villagers for their drinking water and making food. Since the river now has been contaminated with fecal matter, it is more prone for all the villagers to be getting sick as they consume the contaminated water. I also noticed that people who secrete near their home are causing more insects and rodents to develop and flies, which eventually will migrate to open food area, causing the food to be contaminated, and the food will be consumed by the villagers, making them more sick. I also noticed that coming in contact with others when they don't wash their hands after using a washroom is another reason why many people are getting sick in this village. As I made my way around the village, I hear a woman yelling out for help. I quickly made my way towards her, and I seen her husband, who had been sick, puking, and losing a lot of bodily fluids. I told the woman to boil water. As she was boiling water, I was explaining to her that boiling water for 1 minute will kill all the bacteria and germs. I told her to add 1.5 teaspoons of salt and 6 teaspoons of sugar. This will give him electrolytes and energize him. After this incident, I realized I have a lot of work to do here and educate the people here as to how important it is to the basic do's and the don't, like washing your hands. The next day, I told the villagers to come for a meeting, and I wanted to tell them that they had an epidemic called cholera, and I will teach them, their family, and their friends about what this epidemic is all about. So what is cholera? Cholera is an infectious disease that causes severe watery diarrhea and vomiting, which leads to dehydration. In some cases, if it's not treated, it might lead to death in a matter of hours. The primary cause of cholera is eating food or drinking contaminated water with the bacterium called Vibrio cholera. When a person consumes that contaminated food or water, the bacterium releases a toxin inside the intestine that produces severe diarrhea. Let's look at the history. Who was the person behind this? Vibrio bacteria was discovered in 1883 by Robert Koch during the diarrheal outbreak in Egypt. There has been 8 pandemics to date. First in 1816 to 1826, 1829 to 1851, 1852 to 1860, 1863 to 1875, 1881 to 1896, 1899 to 1923, and 1961 to 1970. And lastly, in 1992. Let's look at some of the reported cases. The number of cholera patients worldwide is uncertain because many cases are unreported. In 1994, 94 countries reported 385,000 cases of cholera. In 2015, we had 1,304 deaths due to cholera. This graph shows that 41% of cholera had occurred in Africa, 37% in Asia, and 21% in America. Cholera is most common in countries with poor sanitation. Cholera is a common source epidemic, including any municipal water supplies or products such as ice made from municipal water, street vendor foods and drink, and unhealthy vegetables and uncooked seafood like fish. The contaminating human waste are found in sewage, for example, like sushi. The most common symptoms are diarrhea and vomiting, which affects 1 in 20 people. Infected people who have minimal or no symptoms can still transmit the infection to others. Types of carriers. Those infected people are known as carriers, and the cholera transmission method is indirect transmission, waterborne or vector-borne, known as the contact with vector, where the Vibrio cholera is the vector which is spreading the infectious through waste products and food contamination. Let's look at prevention. How can you help yourself from not getting cholera? First thing is having clean water. How do we have clean water? By boiling water for 1 minute in order to kill all the bacteria and germs. Drink safe water, wash food by clean water. Second is washing your hands. This is the right way of washing your hands. Wash your hands before and after eating. Wash your hands with clean water after playing around. Third is building washrooms. Make sure you build a washroom far away from your water source, so we don't contaminate our water source. 4 is getting yourself vaccinated. It's very important to get yourself vaccinated by a vaccine named Dukoral. Here are some of the future preventions.